We welcome you back. This is episode number 5 of season number 7 of Behind the Scenes. He's Ryan Moore. I'm Luke Manley. We're excited to have you here. We're here at Bummz Beach Cafe for Behind the Scenes, presented by both Bummz and RipTydz. We're coming down the final stretch of the season. The Birds are hot. They're in playoff contention. Talk to us about what you've been feeling at the ballpark.
The energy has been electric, right? Like the no-hitter that we had may have been the most energy that we've had in the ballpark in a long time. And you get that inside the park home run in the first inning, and I think that just kind of got the juices flowing. And I do think it took a while for a lot of people to catch on that there was a no-hitter going. But once you started to kind of see that percolate, and every pitch mattered, every at bat mattered, and it was a lot of fun to watch our fans really embrace the team and their success that they've had of late, and having a no hitter at home, you can't beat that type of energy in the ballpark. An hour and 43 minutes too.
Oh, speedy one. It was fun, and you go back to that game. It was the Friday following the All-Star break. So we come right out of the break, and you're like, well, what version of this team are you going to get? They all just got to go home and see their families. Are they going to come back a little slower? Are they going to come back re-energized? And we certainly got the answer to that quick. Obviously, the 5th 9-inning no-hitter in franchise history, and then Owen Ayers with an inside-the-park home run. We did a little bit of research looking back. We don't have all the data for the minor league side, but there has not been a big league no-hitter that featured an inside-the-parker. So there you go. There's a little bit of history.
That is history.
And then we follow it up with a sweep of Augusta, and they go in and they take 5 of 6 from Columbia. They've, cemented themselves at the very top of the Carolina League South. There's plenty of baseball to be played, but sitting at the top, what does that mean going down the stretch?
So we're looking at about 37 games if every game gets played. So yeah, there's a lot of baseball left. But if you're gonna want to be in a position to win the second half championship, where the Pelicans are sitting right now is ideal.
All right, so walk us through kind of how the playoffs work here in minor league baseball.
Minor league baseball, and I think it's all the way through Double A. You probably know better than I do. Where Triple A is a full season North Division champion versus. Or is it north-south? Or
I think it's divided north-south. It might be east-west, but the same thing.
You have the 2 division champions all season long. They play against each other in a national championship, AAA national championship. At the other levels, you've pretty much split your season into 2 seasons, and you have your first 66 games at our level. And depending on how many games you play, that obviously changes, and then you have your second 66 games. And those are 2 kind of independent seasons where the winner of the first 66 game season automatically goes to the playoffs. The second half, the winner of the second half automatically goes to the playoffs. Now, in the scenario where a team wins the first half championship and the second half championship, do you know who they play?
I believe it goes to full season record, right?
Correct.
The tiebreaker is just best record overall, which puts us in an interesting predicament, because if that does become the case, Charleston is up there towards the top. We got room to go.
I don't want to cast any shade on Columbia, but I don't see them winning the second half.
I don't think so. They're, as we talk, I think 14 games back, something like that.
Yeah, so I don't think we have to worry about that scenario now.
Now, at least.
In the event that were to happen at some point in time, then you're correct. It's the best record overall amongst the first and second half. So then now we have the first half champion, second half champion. You have one for the North Division and one for the South Division. This is for the Carolina League. So the first half champion plays the second half champion in the North, also plays the same setup in the South. The 2 winners of those best of 3 series play each other for the championship. And if I'm not mistaken, this year Game 1 will be up north, and then Game 2 would be in the South. And if Game 3 is necessary, that also would be played in the South.
So in this scenario, we would start with Game 1 of the postseason at home, and then go on the road for the next 2, if need be, that third one, and then championship series. If it was us, we'd be hosting the final 2 games if need be. That sets up to be pretty fun.
It does. And Columbia is not that far of a drive to go see Game 2 and 3 if we are able to make it.
No, it's not. So it should be a ton of fun. I think that kind of covers our playoff talk. You got anything else to add?
No, they got a great zoo in Columbia, though.
Zoo?
Yeah, if you want to go
I wanna
watch a
go to
game
the
at
zoo.
night, go to the zoo during the day. They got a great splash pad if it's too hot. Riverbank Zoo, shout out. I'm a season pass member all the way from Myrtle Beach.
All right, all right.
My kids love those animals.
I love it. I love it. So we started kind of talking about you had an opportunity to go check out another ballpark, Portland Sea Dogs.
Yes.
That was recently. Let's just start with how was that experience for you?
It's great. I was up in Maine for a family vacation, and we were flying out of Portland early Monday morning, and the plan was to head to Portland at some point in time on Sunday. And the night before, I looked at the schedule and saw that they had I think it was a 1:00 start. So reached out to some friends that were there, and they were gracious enough to give me and my family some tickets to go to the game. And it was just great because, the majority of the time, my family's at the ballpark a lot, but I'm working, there's other stuff going on, and you just don't get to really enjoy it as a family unit. Even though the family's there, it's a little bit different. So being able to take them to a game and be able to sit in the stands and see them doing the YMCA and clapping along and just seeing like that energy that comes from the production booth and how it really resonates with the fans. And my kids don't have, any idea who's playing. They're asking me, who are you rooting for? It's like everybody.
Just have fun.
Yeah, we're just here to have a good time. But the Portland Sea Dogs, their front office, their game day staff, you can tell that they've been there a while. They know what they're doing. There was a great gentleman that we met at guest services or whatever name that they call it, but we do a first game certificate at our ballpark, and it's a piece of paper, and get it, and I've got it for both my kids, and I know a lot of people have done it. They had a little twist on it where they give them a pin and says, "This is my first Sea Dogs game," and they write their name on it, write the date, and they felt cool. It's kind of like a badge, a uniform of sorts, and whether it was eating Dippin' Dots or cotton candy, and I told them, I said, "Hey, today's the day. You can have whatever you want," and they did. Food was great, experience was great, entertainment was great. End of the day with running the bases, and it's always fun to see how other organizations go about their game production. And Portland did a really unique setup for their kids run the bases, and I thought it was a really good way to kind of not have everything be bottlenecked, not have people run all over each other. So while there with the family and enjoying it, you always do kind of look around and say, hey, how could we do something like this?
Yeah. So is that like a positive thing when you go to a ballpark, just trying to spend time with family? There's not really that shut off switch. You're always going to notice things because you're in the industry. So is that to you an exciting thing that you get to go see that sort of thing? Or is it sometimes like, I wish I could turn it off, but I can't?
Well, you turn it off in a way, but you never can fully turn it off. And, you've been doing this long enough, like, you just put a little quick note in your pocket, like, okay, hey, I'm going to take a picture of this. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to ever share or show this, but I at least want to catalog it. And, when I came back, I talked to Kristen and Hunter and went over a few things that I saw there. And, some of those things we may implement ourselves. And same thing when other people come to our ballpark. And, I didn't go behind the scenes. I didn't want to go see the production room. I didn't want to go see, front offices. That wasn't why I was there. But while I'm there and seeing what goes on, obviously it's just natural to put a little note in your pocket and see if it's something that we can use back home.
Love it. And we move on. Another question for you more. August means that internships are starting to wrap up. Talk to us a little bit about with students going back to school, people going out into the world and finding different roles, full-time positions, whether it's in minor league baseball and other things. Walk us through a little bit about what the internship program brings here and what it gives to interns.
Well, as an organization, we could not do what we do without and I don't even really like the term internships, right? But like our seasonal staff, our I call it like full-time seasonal staff opposed to game day staff, because internships, to me almost have like a connotation that it's a requirement for graduation, where this to me is more of an introduction to the industry for the person in that role. But as an organization, we could not do what we do year in, year out without our full-time seasonal folks. It brings a new shot of energy. Most folks that come in have worked at least one other park, a lot of times multiple parks, so they're going to bring some experience and expertise that we may not have as well. So we're going to get better as an organization, and the goal is that the folks that are in the seasonal roles are going to get better at what they do. And not saying that they're coming in with a deficiency, but if you work a season and you don't get better, something's not right. It's also a way to find out if you want to work in sports. And there's nothing wrong with coming in, working a season, saying, this isn't for me. The hours are too much. It's too hot to be working outdoors, whatever the case may be. It's a good thing to know what you don't want to do as much as knowing what you do want to do. So our goal at the end of it, and we talk about it on day one, is if you want to work in sports and if you want to work in minor league baseball and you've done everything that you can, you've shown up with a good attitude, good energy, a team player, we're going to do our best to find you a job. If that's not with us in Myrtle Beach, just because we don't have spots open, potentially, we're going to look within our ownership group. We're also going to look within our contacts across minor league baseball and across sports to say, what is it that you want to do? Where do you want to live? And let's see if we know somebody that can make that happen. And one of the things I talk about on day one is it's all about relationships, and you forge these relationships where people feel comfortable vouching for you and saying, this is a good candidate. I'd give them strong consideration. They were with us. They did a really good job. On top of the work product they did, they were always a positive influence in the office. That goes a long way. We've had many people call us, and we've called many people, and you want to make sure when you're giving a good recommendation that it's a factual recommendation. And what we say on day one again is, I will never lie for you. I'll never call someone and say this is a great fit if I don't think you're a good fit. So every day do what you can to put yourself in the best light possible. And if you want to work in sports, we're going to do everything possible to get you to that spot. And I think the track record is proof of that. We have people working all across minor league baseball, all across the sports industry, whether that's on a venue side, a team side, an agency side, a marketing side. These internships, if as you call it, are a great way to be able to kind of take that next step and be confident that that's the right step.
I think you kind of covered a little bit of everything. If you had to leave one piece of information for someone, whether they were looking at, potentially trying to work into one of those roles here with the Pelicans or just looking to burst into the sports industry, what sort of advice would you give those people? It's a loaded question.
Attitude and effort. If you come in with a good attitude and good effort, everything else will fall into place. Not everyone is born with the knowledge. Not everyone is born with the experiences. We can provide the knowledge. We can provide the experiences if there's good energy and a good attitude about it. Going back to what I said earlier, your reputation is going to be your passport to the next job. And if you don't have a good reputation, you don't have good relationships, it's going to be hard to find that next job. The industry is small, and people want to know before they invest in bringing them onto their staff that there's going to be a good fit. So you don't need to know anything other than come in with a smile on your face and work hard. Good E&A is what I say. Energy and attitude.
Drilled it. All right, well, we've got 3 series left at home until that postseason push, so hopefully we're going to have a little bit extra baseball, but we were talking about the numbers of games left. We've got August 5th through 10th. That's the first time that Fredericksburg comes to town this year. We've got August 19th through 24th, and then that first week of September, the 2nd through the 7th. All those Tuesday to Sunday series. We've had some fun stuff happening at the ballpark recently. We've got some fun stuff planned. Oh, we've got a stand-up to cancer night coming, and that's August 9th.
But we can stand up to it any day.
Any day. But we've got
and then
we've
the
got some cool things
doubleheader
going for that.
is on
That's the 23rd. That's going to be the 23rd.
That's a 4:30 start.
Yeah, like 4:35 and then
afternoon baseball.
Yeah, it's going to be fun against Charleston.
I love it.
And it's going to be in the mix of that playoff race as we talked about. There's a ton of fun stuff coming up. Baseball on the field and away from the field and in the crowd.
And then we have our only day game of the entire season on September 3rd, Wednesday, 12:05 start.
I don't think I even knew that.
Well, you better get ready for it.
Get ready.
12:05 start. Game notes maybe the night before.
They will be done the night before.
I'm willing to write any out of office notes, doctor slips, whatever you want to call it, for anybody that needs to play hooky that day. Work until lunchtime and then come over, have lunch at the ballpark, hang out, watch the game. Call it a day. It's Wednesday. It's going to be beautiful out. I can feel it. It's going to be a great day.
Can already feel it. It's going to be a ton of fun. So there you go. August 5th through 10th, August 19th through 24th, and September 2nd through 7th. And then, as we mentioned, we've got Columbia that 2nd through 7th. They might be hanging around for a little playoff baseball. This has been a ton of fun, Ryan. We've had everything from playoff talk to what's coming next to your experience at other ballparks. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, are we going to talk before the playoffs if we make it there?
I say we do.
I think we have to.
Think we have to, right? Get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Columbia, not too far of a drive. We'll make it out there for games 2 and 3 if we need them. But yeah, should be a good.
We'll need at least 2, but 3. We don't really need 3. We're going 2.
Save the arms.
That's right. Save the arms. This has been a ton of fun. He's Ryan Moore. I'm Luke May. This has been Behind the Scenes. Episode 5 is in the books. Stay tuned. Episode 6 coming soon.